Alright, in this video I'm going to do the first, second, and fourth problem on the review. The first one, notice, is log base 18 on both sides. Okay, so all I need to do is use an exponential base of 18 on both sides. And that completely gets rid of the logs on both sides, leaving me with x squared minus 17 equals negative 2x minus 2. Now I just solve this equation. Notice that it is a quadratic, so that means I want everything to join the quadratic over here. So I'm going to add the 2x over, add the 2 over, that will make that negative 15 equals 0. Now I notice this is a pretty easy quadratic. There's a 1 in front, so I can still use quadratic formula, but since there's just a 1 in front right here, I'm just going to think, okay, what are two things that multiply to give me negative 15 that add to give me 2? So if I think about that, well, I know 5 times 3 gives me 15. I want a positive 2, so let's make that 3 negative. 5 minus 3 gives me 2. So it's an easy factor at this point. Plus 5 minus 3. Set both of those equal to 0. Gives me negative 5 and 3. Now, this is a log equation, so I need to take my answers and add it and put them back into the original equation and make sure I don't get a negative with the log. So I take negative 5 squared is 25. 25 minus 17 is going to give me a positive number. So negative 5 works for this log. Let's try this one. Negative 5 times negative 2 gives me positive 10. Positive 10 minus 2 gives me 8. So that is also positive. So negative 5 is one of my answers. Now let's try 3. 3 squared gives me 9. 9 minus 17, that's negative. So looks like 3 is not going to be one of my answers. So my only answer would be x equals negative 5. Alright, so our next problem, the second one, is 7 log base 12 of x plus 6 equals 14. So the first thing we need to do is isolate the log, okay, by dividing by this 7 on both sides. That's going to leave me with the log base 12 of x plus 6 equals, okay, 14 divided by that 7 gives me 2. Now I have isolated the log, okay, so I need to use a base of 12 to get rid of that log. But if I use a base of 12 on one side, I've got to use it on the other as well. So I have x plus 6 equals 12 squared. Well, we know that 12 squared is 144. So all I need to do is subtract the 6. So 144 minus 6 gives me 138. Double check to make sure into my original equation that works. So take 138 plus 6, oh yeah, that's definitely positive. So that is my answer. Okay, skipping over to the fourth one, I thought you guys might want to see this one because I notice it has the quadratic in there and a natural log. Now to fix a natural log, we're going to use a base of e. They're inverses of each other. So the e and the natural log cancel, leaving n squared plus n equals 81 plus n. So that part's pretty easy. Now we need to solve this. I notice that it's quadratic, so everything needs to join the quadratic. So n squared, let's subtract this n with that n. Oh, that goes away. And then the 81, let's subtract it over. Okay, now this is a quadratic. This is actually easier to solve if we kept the 81 over there, since that n term canceled out. So let's put the 81 back. Now I see that I can take the square root of both sides. So the square root and the square root cancel, leaving n equals plus or minus the square root of 81. Anytime we put a square root on both sides, we have to do plus or minus. And we all know the square root of 81 is 9. So it looks like we have two possible answers, 9 and negative 9. Let's plug in into our original and make sure. 9 squared is 81 plus 9. Oh yeah, that's definitely positive. 81 plus 9, yep, definitely positive. So 9 is an answer. Let's try negative 9. Negative 9 squared is 81. 81 minus 9, positive. 81 minus 9, positive. So this is also an answer.